Good morning, Turks and Caicos. This is a Saturday morning, and this is probably a voice you haven't heard for a very long time. I'm Edgar Howell, your host, and with me is
Gavin Baxter, your co-host. So good to see you, Sir Ed.
You even look different.
Absolutely. Can I tell you, it's summer 2023. Absolutely, and I can say the same thing about you, sir.
Summer 2023 was hot.
It was sizzling, is my word. Sizzling.
And I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. What
did you do? Anything?
So many things happened during the summer, Sir Ed. I definitely caught up with family. Mm-hmm. Work.
You caught up with family?
Yeah.
So family, they were running away from you?
In a manner of speaking, they were. I had to catch them on the go, and yes, I did that, and we had a lovely time. It was also work. We had the summer skills awareness program at the college. We engaged some young persons in cosmetology, hairstyling, barbering, nail technology, skincare.
Summer skills awareness program. So were you making people aware of summer skills or of skills during the summer, or what?
That I always know. I've known you to be an astute man, Sir Ed, and you've hit it on the head. Definitely skills during the summer. There you go.
Cosmetology during the summer.
I tell you, man, sir, I got my eyebrows tinted. I'm not blessed with that much eyebrow, So,
Kevin, I was looking at you, and I knew it had to be more than the glasses. Good God, man.
Yeah, I got my eyebrows tinted. Can you believe it? I had a few strands of grays there. So
that's the word, tinted?
Tinted, yeah, that's a term,
So shouldn't it be a darker shade?
They mask it with a darker shade of, charcoal. Yeah, I did that.
Listeners,
you should try.
Listeners, listen, we're getting back. It's a beautiful Saturday morning.
How was your summer?
Yeah.
How was your summer?
We're not telling. I didn't tint any part of my body. I didn't tint any part. That's it for summer.
What about shampoo? Did you shampoo? Yeah.
Don't go there. Listeners, we're happy that you're joining us.
Yes, it's good
on
to be back.
Pleasant Saturday morning.
Sir, persons have been asking, where's Everything Education? Where's Sir Ed? Where's Kevin?
Where is Everything Education?
Yeah.
Where education is everything?
Exactly.
Kevin went on vacation, listeners. He didn't tell me anything about it. I heard about it, by the way.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But it's good to be back. Listeners, it's so good to be with you in your company on a Saturday morning. If you're just sorting out breakfast, if you are cleaning, if you're mopping, if you're just rising out of bed, I greet you warmly on this Saturday morning, sir. And I said warmly because we have beauty in the house.
Oh yeah,
man, can I tell you?
Always.
What a way to start.
And one of the beauties in here is dressed in yellow and
oh man, I was wondering,
some red and a little bit of peach mixed in.
Sir, and I was wondering if Mr. Jared had adjusted the lighting in the studio because there was a different aura, a different ray of sunshine that poured in the studio.
As you walked in.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
it was that cup of coffee you had. That's you're not supposed to be drinking coffee.
Mint tea, I'm a bush tea guy, you know. But we have ladies in our midst, listeners.
Yeah, we always have ladies in our midst. Come on now.
Yes, yeah. and that is
beautiful women.
A wonderful balance to the other side of the table. Listeners, we have in the house our Minister of Education, the Honorable Rachel Taylor, is with us this morning. So good to have you, Minister. Also, we have the Education Psychologist,
Stacey Jogi. Yeah, we managed to drag her out this morning.
Absolutely. These ladies have committed their time with us this morning we're going to be talking back to school. Can you believe it is back to school already?
Summer's ended, yep. And September is here in its true colors, and we're looking forward to it.
When I wrote the date last week, Friday, it's September 1. And I said, wow, can you believe it? 9 months in.
Well, guess what? It's now September 2.
Yes. Man, can you believe it? Tomorrow, September 3rd. And then, so what happens September 4th?
It'll be December.
What?
Yeah, before you know it, it'll be December.
Oh,
but
man.
School reopens formally. We
It
have
does.
our Honorable Minister here, and we're going to talk about some stuff.
Absolutely. Honorable Minister, so good to have you with us this morning. I know you're chomping at the bit. We listened to your press conference last week, and you outlined a number of plans for the new academic year 2023-2024. But of course, I'm sure you want to welcome. There's no welcome outside of an everything education welcome. This is where everybody meets on a Saturday morning. So, Honorable Minister, I want you to welcome the constituents of the education system back to school for September. Go ahead, Minister, take it. Oh, Honorable, just before you start, sir, a piece of history to our listeners, for those of you who've been listening from the start of Everything Education almost 2 years ago, that first program is the first time that Honorable is gracing our microphone since
then. Yeah.
Honorable Taylor, where have you been?
Oh, I've been everywhere. You know what? I didn't get another invite.
Honorable!
I just capitalized
No,
on both platforms.
Come on!
Minister, you're just really busy doing everything else.
Doing everything education, eh? Sort of did
Yes.
right? She's busy doing everything education. So good to have you, Honorable. Go right ahead.
Yes, but on this bright Saturday morning, let me take this opportunity to say a special thanks to you for inviting me back. And I'm hoping that I get another invitation very soon.
It won't take that long to invite
But you know what?
Honorable.
I don't mind when I don't get an invitation because my people are here.
Yes.
So I know that you're representing education well.
Indeed.
But let me take this opportunity to welcome back our teachers first, because we know our teachers commenced on the 28th of August as they are now engaged in preparation for the 6th of September when all our students will be returning to school. So congratulations to our teachers. I know they had a wonderful time. But then you know what? As I drove around some schools during the summer break, I saw teachers working hard. And I had to ask some of them, you didn't take your summer break, eh? They said, no, Minister, we're getting ready. We're excited about returning to school. So I just want to take this opportunity to say a special thanks to our teachers who go beyond the call of duty to ensure that the schools are, or I should say, they are prepared to receive our students. I saw where some of them were doing additional markings on the ground, I guess to excite the children when they return. So they were doing some maintenance in that regard. And then I saw where some of them were reaching out to private sector to assist with the preparation of the grounds, which was quite commendable.
Absolutely.
And I think it happened on the island of Grand Turk as well, where they said that they capitalized of the opportunities to gain assistance from the prisoners, which is another good thing. And I think, Mr. Howell, we need to look at great opportunities to see how we can engage. And I want to take this opportunity to say a special thanks to Mr. Harvey, who leads on the rehabilitation team. So thank you very much for incorporating them. And then, Mr. Baxter, congratulations to our prisoners who gained their certification.
Indeed.
And that was in certification level 1.
Yes.
Congratulations to them. So you see,
service.
Exactly. So we're not just in our schools, but we're reaching them wherever they are.
Indeed.
And then, of course, to our parents, I'm quite sure that you are now ready to release your students, our children, back into our care. We want to encourage you to ensure that you prepare our students to the best of your ability as they return to school on Wednesday, September 6th. And that is in relation to all government schools. Currently, our teachers are going through a phase of building capacity within themselves in terms of teacher development. And special thanks to Miss Kieran Tucson, Dr. Tucson, who leads on the professional development within the Ministry of Education. So thank you very much for that. But I also want to take this opportunity to remind our parents that we are introducing a new program, and that is the daycare program. So I want to encourage our parents to register, and the site is www.gov.tc/education. So we're providing an opportunity to ensure that our cohorts of students 0 to 3 years old are provided with an opportunity to because I strongly believe that when we introduce our students to learning at an early stage, that they will be better prepared for early childhood, which is about 4 years old. So we were intentional about this. Some persons may ask the question, how did it come about? But we know that recently we introduced, instead of an increase in
minimum wage,
we did a living wage. And the living wage factors in 2 social programs, the daycare program and then the after-school program. So all belonger students, as pilot 1 of the program, can register their children 0 to 3 years old. Now, someone asked me the question the other day, "Oh, Minister, I didn't see you all build any daycare centers." I said, no, that's not what the approach is. The approach is collaborating, partnering with the private schools. And therefore, once our parents apply, then they will be able to gain the kind of support that they need. So we will be paying for the daycare centers for these cohorts of students.
Oh, that is something amazing. And I'm sure parents are listening keenly. And so to register, you said the site is www.gov.tc.education.
Slash
education. So parents, if you're hearing this morning, be sure you go on that site and you register. It is a daycare program that's launched under the Ministry of Education, designed to assist you as parents in navigating the difficult or even the waters, as one would say, in terms of how you take care of your child. And we provide this, what we call wraparound education services. Go ahead, Minister.
Remembering parents that early years are learning years, and students do learn best through play.
Yes.
So it's critical for our parents to ensure that their students are registered. Now, what we are also going to do, because we think it's critical, we have to ensure that there's quality education, even at those daycare centers that are not run by government. So we are actually partnering with you, Mr. Baxter, at the Turks and Caicos Islands Community College, providing the necessary training for them. So very soon, once that work has been scoped out, then we definitely will provide the necessary training for the caregivers at those institutions.
Right.
Minister, you spoke about the 0 to 3 year olds and the possibility of parents having the opportunity to get some financial assistance enrolling their children in daycare centers. Do you have anything to say to the other set of young people who may be eager or maybe not so eager to begin back this school year?
They better be ready, Mr. Howell. They better be ready. Now, it is important for us, Mr. Howell, to ensure that our students, all cohorts, not just our daycare center students, but all cohorts of students prepare themselves for an exciting year. An exciting year because we are introducing new programs, and I'm quite sure they'll be excited about it. So our after-school programs will commence in October rather than September. Persons are questioning why October, not September. Because we want to provide an opportunity for the students to become more familiar as to the kind of after-school programs that will be run. And they have to actually register for the programs. They are not mandatory. But I can guarantee you that our parents will ensure that their students capitalize of the opportunities. So there will be an array of activities. And we are ensuring that the school owns these programs. Now, there will be some standard programs, for example, cadets. Now, we know that cadets currently run well on the islands of Providenciales, Grand Turk. It needs strengthening on the island of South Caicos and North Caicos. So we're working very closely with Mr. Backles to ensure that the cadet program is delivered effectively on those islands. We have also seconded Mr. Backles. Remember now, he is a police officer. So he has been seconded to the Ministry of Education. And we have built capacity within his team. So he has additional 3 persons to work along with him. And I think we will do well. So that will be a standard program. And you know what else? We're introducing the marching band in collaboration with the police, the community police. So they will definitely, our students who are interested will have an opportunity to register as one of the after-school programs. And we are also reintroducing the DARE program. That's the Drug Abuse Resistance Education Program. That will be reintroduced during the month of October as well with the other programs. So during the month of September, we are going to launch our 2 programs, and that will take place on September 21st at Brayton Hall. So the parents will hear more about this throughout the month of September, so to ensure that their students register and parents can become more aware. But we are incorporating music, drama, sports, environmental club. We are also going to ensure that all those clubs that once took place on a Friday are now being incorporated into the after-school program. So schools will have the opportunity to indicate exactly what their after-school program look like in partnership with the Department of Education and all our volunteers. But I also want to indicate that teachers will be receiving an additional $6,000 for the year to run the program for us. It's free for the children, but the teachers will be paid.
Good.
Now, I just want to say that it's quite interesting for us to be able to deliver this, because I remember being a principal at the Enid Capron Primary School, and what used to happen is that there will be some children who will come to school with their key around the neck. That clearly indicates that they are going home to no one. So now the after-school program provides that opportunity for our parents to feel assured that our students will be in a safe learning environment, learning through fun-like activities, capturing the holistic development of the child. And you know what that does, Mr. Baxter? Let me use a scenario. I am a single working mother or father, right?
Yeah.
After school at 3 o'clock, I have to find a babysitter for 2 hours.
Yes.
Mr. Baxter, now because government is factoring in that cost, paying for that child to be somewhere, Mr. Baxter, you could save those couple of dollars.
Indeed.
Now tell me, aren't we thinking about our people?
Definitely.
Providing an opportunity. Now that whatever amount that was paid for that daycare sitter, that parent will now have access to that money to do other things.
Absolutely.
Whether it be for groceries or for anything in terms of developing their families.
Right.
So that was the reason behind that, providing safe spaces.
Safe spaces.
I think it's important that after schools, our children need to be more actively involved and engaged.
Indeed.
And that we wouldn't lose them to the streets.
Indeed.
I think so.
Indeed. Well said, Honorable Sir Ed. The at-risk youth population is always at the forefront of my mind, because that's where you find a common ground for illegal and illicit activities. And if we are able to not only provide that care and support during regular school hours, but also after school hours, that definitely puts us on the right track in saving our young people and ensuring that they remain citizens that are, contributing, valuable citizens.
Certainly.
Indeed. Cadet, we had Sir Beckles here. I'm excited about Cadet, but that's not what gets me excited. It's the marching band part that gets me excited.
Yeah.
I like the booming of that.
Yeah, that our children have that excitement to look forward to and having some fun with it.
Yes,
So it's not
of
just
course.
the standing brass band. It's a marching band with all of the movements and the colors.
Pomp and pageantry.
Oh yeah. Appropriate words.
Now, when it comes to the marching band, we are taking into consideration all schools around the Turks and Caicos, not just the government schools. So they will be giving a registration form where they could register, and then we will have allocated times outside of the after-school program where they can learn. And the key thing is, once we know the numbers, within 2 weeks of September, that we'll be able to factor in a timetable so we can ensure that we capture all students who are interested. Now, this was really highlighted in our first meeting with the police. And let me take this opportunity to say thank you very much to Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Darren Williams, for his enthusiasm, as well as Mr. Huntley Forbes, who were there. They're excited about the marching band. And, you know, recently we brought back Mr. Terry Stewart, who once worked with the government years ago. He's from St. Vincent, so he's back with us, and he will also be one of the lead persons with the group. But now, for the marching band, it will not just factor in school students. So it will factor in anyone in the communities who's interested in such band.
So getting ready, I'm excited already. I am excited about this new school year because it's definitely we're pitching at a level above that once what we experienced, and it really resonates with me because I'm seeing where deliberate steps are being taken to care for our children, to ensure that we're good custodians. We're good custodians, and we are being deliberate about our actions. One of the things that came out to me as Minister spoke was how prepared are the children mentally to face this new school year, because there's going to be a lot of activities that are there for their taking. And how prepared, and what better time to bring in Stacey Jogi? You know, every time I talk to Stacey, you know, I remember the discussion when we had when she said, "Why speak to an education psychologist? I'm not whack." But it's not about being whack; it's about guarding your mental wellness. And I say a special good morning to my TCICC family, because last week we had our a session, a capacity building session, where we focused on mental wellness and fiercely guarding our mental space. And as teachers, and the same can be said for students, we must guard our mental wellness. Stacey, what more apt time to bring you into the conversation? Where should our children be in terms of mentally prepared to take on, and as well our parents and teachers? So many things to touch on.
Let's start with the students.
All right. Good morning. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to be here this morning. You know, I always enjoy being on everything education.
And she didn't bring any pylori this morning.
No roti either. Sorry, guys.
Next time, Stacey.
Next time. I think that in terms of getting our kids ready back for school, parents play an integral role in assisting their children to get ready for school. So what should parents be doing? So if it's not already happening, it should be happening ASAP, parents. We should be looking at getting our kids ready for school physically, mentally, socially. So what do I mean? Physically, we should ensure that we are trying to adjust our kids' bedtimes now. Okay, because I know summertime, kids getting up all 2 o'clock in the afternoon, man. And they're going to bed at 2 o'clock a.m., all right?
True.
So in terms of sleep, we should be at a point where we are trying to get our kids well rested and back in the routine of getting up in a timely fashion, because we don't want our students late for school, sleepy and tired. So if it's already not happening, it should be happening. Okay, so we should be trying to get our kids back into a routine, a bedtime, even the older kids, just to ensure that they have that sleep balance to transition into school.
Sleep balance, man.
I don't know anything about that.
I'm a nocturnal creature.
Yeah. Just know if I get some sleep, I'm thankful. Sleep balance. What is that, Stacey?
I really want to know what it is. Please explain it.
Seriously.
It's very important for our young people because it helps their brain function and helps them to be sharp when they go to school. All right? Because we can't have our children sleepy.
Yes.
When they get to class. It really hinders learning. And we want to make sure that we send the sharpest student possible, especially back out the first week of school. Socially, what should we be doing? We should already be looking at pulling back on some of those device times, TV times, getting our kids back into a routine that is a little bit more productive. Vacation time, it's understandable. We allow them to engage in activities that sometimes a bit unhealthy in terms of, too much time. But we want to try to get our kids engaged in as much routine as possible that would be practiced when school reopens.
Stacey, this is probably not so much for children, but for the older ones who are now either enrolling at the TCICC or would have already left the country. They were successful with getting a scholarship, or their parents were able to negotiate funding for them to go to college. Some of them may be apprehensive. They may be looking forward to leaving Turks and Caicos and going to a new place, transitioning from high school to further learning. What advice do you have for them?
I mean, transition is a process, right? So best advice, students should just try to be as prepared as possible. Try to learn the environment in which you are heading into, whether be it grade 6 to Form 1, a new school. Every school, every environment is different. So try to adapt as best as possible by making your life easier by really learning in terms of reading what are you getting yourself into, what school are you going to, what can I expect, ask questions. And I think that kind of eases the anxiety a bit for some of our students.
Minister, I know you say you're a woman of numbers. You love the data. Do you have any, probably jumping this one on you, but do you have any data on the number of young people who were successful with scholarships and are now, some of them may have left already or on their way out of the country to pursue further learning and to get on with some of these skills areas and areas that the country has decided or deemed as necessary for its development?
Thank you very much for that question, Mr. Howell. And I take this opportunity to congratulate all the recipients for the international scholarships. Now, we encourage them to work as hard as they can and stay focused. But in so doing, I want them to ensure that they capitalize of the opportunity to gain experience through our internship and apprenticeship program. And I take this opportunity to congratulate the government because the ministries have been very accommodating this year. We didn't really have to reach out to much private sector because the government departments were very quick in their response to receiving these students. And what it says to us is that we will be willing to accommodate them once they're completed. Because what I realize is the cry is always this: upon my completion of a degree, there is nowhere to place me. And I told them very clearly in my discussion with them is that they must continue to build that relationship with the companies or the departments or the ministries wherever they were placed. But I also want to say this. We had a student who did the apprentice program for 1 year. She worked in the morgue. She did over 100 autopsies. I can't remember her first name, but it's Royal Robinson's daughter. She went to, where is it she went? I can't remember the place, but I'll remember by the time I'm ready. But I'm just staying to say this. She went to Switzerland. She went to Switzerland for a 2 weeks internship. When they saw her resume, they kept her for a year. Now, what she said she would do, she she called back, her daddy called as well, to indicate that she would remain there for a year to gain even additional experience, and then she will apply for the scholarship for next academic year. So I'm just saying that what happens with experience and exposure. But I just want to congratulate our students for capitalizing of the internship and the apprenticeship program. We had over 60-something students, but in total, over 150 students who've gone through our internship and apprenticeship program. But we actually had 77 students who who benefited from international scholarships this year. Congratulations. But our one thing I want to say, they must keep in the know. A lot of times when questions are being posed as to the opportunities that are available to them, they really are not aware. So as much as we do, we need to ensure that the communication is continuous. And not only is it continuous, but what are they doing with the information when they get it? Because a lot of times they just seem not to know.
Tracks and Cakers, you've heard the Minister of Education right here on Everything Education, where education is everything. Those final words, all of us, you must be in the know.
Amen.
Minister, thank you for spending time with us. I'm now extending an invitation to the next Saturday morning show. Stacey, thank you for being with us. Kevin, I'm Edgar Howell.
And I'm Kevin Baxter. Join us again next time for another exciting program right here on RTC.
Education.